friends. How are you doing today? I am doing well, and I am kind of excited about this little segment that I'm doing today because I have received some out of print Blu-rays that I have been trying to get for a while, and when you see these titles, you're gonna know if you are a collector of Blu-rays and DVDs. You are gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. These were a chore. Okay, these were a straight up chore. These were like a wait and wait and wait and I mean, I have sent out offers. I have bid. This is years of trying to get these titles. It's three titles, and these are all out of print. These are like the holy grail to me of out of print Blu-rays.
You have chosen wisely.
And I'm telling you, my friends, it's the hunt, the adrenaline. When you finally get that, when you are hunting for a title, if you are a collector and you understand when you are hunting for a title, and especially if it's a movie that you absolutely love and you're hunting and hunting, and then finally you catch that break and you get that title in the mail and or you find it out searching for something. Oh. I cannot complete that rush of adrenaline and happiness and excitement that I get when I finally find these titles. Okay, so with that said, it's three titles, and these are all absolutely 100% out of print. And yes, they are going for a lot of money on eBay. They're going for a lot of money on Amazon. And I did not want to pay that money. I am not a rich person, and I love to be able to get myself a deal if I can. And I worked at this. This was straight up hustling. I was the Ice-T of collecting, Blu-ray collector. I was New Jack hustling on this one, okay? And I'm going to show you what they are, and you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You should. Anyway, if you are a collector and you have been on the hunt for any of these titles, you know how scarce and how difficult. Comment below if I am wrong, but I watched the whole YouTube thing one time with this guy saying, "Oh, don't buy out of print Blu-rays or DVDs because they're going to come out again." I believe they will. I believe that some titles are going to come out again. But how old am I, and how many years do I have left on this planet? And who's to say I'm going to still be around, in 10, 15 years when these things might come out again? I don't know when they're going to come out again. Walt Disney puts out these things for a while and he sticks them in his vault for 20 years or whatever. That's not fair. I don't think this is fair either. So listen, when I find these things, I get super excited and I want to add them to my collection. And when you see them, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go from least to the most that I paid, and I'll tell you my story behind behind them, and maybe I'll tell you a little about the movie if I know about the movie. Like I said, there's some titles I bought just because I know they're out of print and I've never seen them before. And here we go. All right. First one, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Does it say Rock and Roll Detective? No, it does not. It just says The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, starring Andrew Dice Clay. Now, this movie I have been wanting to get. This is the wait, make sure I get this right here. The Anchor Bay release. Now, if you go on eBay, there are some foreign releases. There are some imports, okay? But it's not the original. It's not the Anchor Bay release. It does not have this specific cover. This has no special features whatsoever. Nothing. Not one thing. But it's The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. It's an Andrew Dice Clay movie. I remember I was a youngin', and Andrew Dice Clay was at the top of his game. Everybody owned that Andrew Dice Clay first album. I listened to that thing. I had a cassette tape. I listened to that so much, I wore it out. I had to buy another one. I remember I used to hide that cassette tape underneath. You got like this little, I'll put these over there so I can, you know how you got that little rim underneath your bed? If you're laying on your bed and you reach underneath your bed, you got like that little rim, like where the is it the baseboard or the what do you call that thing, the box spring. I think it's a box spring where it's, if you reach underneath, you can hide stuff there. Okay, and when I was younger, I had the Andrew Dice Clay album along with the Eddie Murphy albums and all on cassette tape. And I would listen to these things. I put my headphones on at night, and it would help me, not only help me go to sleep, but I would listen to them over and over again. And I would laugh my little child head out. And I remember one time my father coming in, they had a thing on the news about Andrew Dice Clay's thing. It was like on 2020 or whatever. Well, watch out, your kids might be listening to this Andrew Dice Clay trash, garbage, whatever. You take charge and go find out what your kids are listening to. I remember my father coming to the door, and the door just, you know, the door opens up and he's standing there with no shirt on in his underwear, and the moonlight's glistening on his big belly, and he's like, "You own any of that Andrew Dice Clay stuff or that 2 Live Crew stuff?" And I'm like, no, I don't know. Who? Clay? 2 Live what? You know, and meanwhile I had everything from them lined up underneath my bed, and I would listen to that stuff. Oh, I was a big 2 Live Crew fan. I owned their first album up to their last album. I listened to everything by the 2 Live Crew, and I bought every Andrew Dice Clay's first album came out, and then 42 Long came out. If you know what I'm talking about, 42 Long came out. And then there was The Day the Laughter Died, and The Day the Laughter Died too. And these things were these were raw. I mean, these were tough. You know, his language and his topics were just crazy. And then this movie came out, and I remember I was watching Arsenio Hall, and it was like he comes in, they had the interview. He's like, "I got a movie coming out, and I'm gonna be the biggest star of all time." And I'm like, Andrew Dice Clay movie? I gotta go see this.
No, I get choked up because you put yourself where you want to be, and you want... No, wait a minute. You put yourself where you want to be, and I broke my ass for 12 years. And tomorrow when that movie opens, the country's going to see it, and they're going to laugh their asses off. And that's what it's about. So believe in yourself, all right? If you want to be a doctor, you want to be an attorney, you want to be a comic, you believe in yourself and you don't listen to nobody. That's the way it is.
So, with that said, I grabbed my grandmother, who's in her 50s or so, and she don't know what's going on, and she's gonna go shopping at the mall, and I'm like, "Grandma, can you buy me a ticket for this Andrew Dice Clay movie or whatever?" She don't know who Andrew Dice Clay is. She just knows that. And so we go to the box office thing, and the people that work there were really, really nice to go out of their way to explain explicitly what this movie was about. That it was dirty, that there was swearing, that there was this, and that I was underage, and that she shouldn't be buying. I mean, they were pushing her not to purchase the ticket for me to go see this thing. But if your parent or guardian buys the ticket, then you can go see the movie. She bought me the ticket. I went there, and it was one of the happiest days of my life. Just sitting there, I was all by myself in the Andrew Dice Clay movie, going to see Adventures of Ford Fairlane, and at the time, I loved this movie. I mean, I was like, it was forbidden fruit. That's what it was. It was forbidden fruit, and I was there, and I got to see it, and man, I was a Dice fan, and I was a fan of this movie. I mean, it's the acting's terrible, the storyline's stupid, but hey, it's Andrew Dice Clay, and this has become out of print in the Anchor Bay. I think keep looking at the side because Anchor in the Anchor Bay release. Like I said, you can get a 4-in-1, like $22 for it. Has a different cover. I think it's Spanish. The cover's all written in Spanish. The back's all written in Spanish, but you have English. You could set it for English when you watch it, you know what I mean? But no, I wanted the original. I wanted the original cover art. I wanted the Anchor Bay release. This thing is going on eBay and different sites for close to $60, $70 or so, okay? Around that thing. Sometimes you can get it for $45, $50, $60, $70. I paid $40 for this. That's what I paid, and the guy buckled. You know, it was like one of these make me an offer. And I try to be very honest. When I make an offer, I send the offer, and you might want to try this too. I'm trying to help you out, as a collector. When you make your offer on eBay, send them your story. Like I mean, literally message the seller and explain to them. I explained that I'm honest. I'm like, listen, I'm not a flipper. I'm this person. You know, this is what I do for a living, and I'm not a rich person, and I'm a lover of this movie. I'm not planning on buying it from you and selling it for 4 times what it's worth. You know, I'm an honest guy, and I want to give you my money, and I want you to try to help me out. And if they are good people, if they are honest people, if they are people that are collectors like me, and they personally, if I was selling stuff on eBay and I get a message like what I send these people, I would buckle and give it to them for the price that they want, only because I'm 100% honest. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of money. I'm a collector. I want this in my title. I love this movie. I mean, I just told you my story. I have a whole story about how much I love this movie and the things I had to go through in order to see this movie. And this was a part of my childhood. You know, this movie itself was a piece of my childhood. And movies are memories, my friends. I can't stress that anymore. Each movie I grab has a memory behind it of when I purchased it, or how I got it, or when I saw it when I was younger, or a part of my life. It might have been the day one of my kids was born that I purchased the movie, or it could have been the day that I got married, or it could have been a day that I bought my house, or it could have been a day that I was fixing my car. It could have been a day that me and my parents got into a fight. Whatever it is, there's a memory behind almost every movie. Matter of fact, this weekend just passed, and we went somewhere. We went on it's funny because I'm going to tell a story, and but we went on a little bit of a ride and everything, and it was, you know, the family was there, and I was like, okay, well, you know, we discovered a new mall. That's what happened. We discovered a new mall while we were doing our Dollar Tree hunts, and I was like, I gotta buy something. I gotta buy a movie to keep this. It's like a core memory, like from that movie there, the Disney movie there, that my memories just flying by there. I'm gonna look over there because I'm gonna see if I can get it, but I'm not gonna get it. You know the one movie I'm talking about, where they get the core memories. That's what Blu-rays are made. It's like going into my library of core memories, and I can go back to this and I can tell you that story. I can remember my grandmother. I can remember the movie theater that doesn't exist anymore. I can remember my grandmother who's passed away. I can remember us going for the walk to the place. I can remember sitting there in the theater. I can remember the feeling of you know, my father kicking in the door and drilling me with whether or not I own Andrew Dice Clay or Two Live Crew cassette tapes or whatever. And I remember lying to him and telling him, no, I don't. Meanwhile, as soon as he walked out of the room, I put the headphones on with a big smile on my face. This is what this movie does for me, and it was worth every penny of $40 for me to bring that memory back into my life. Now, I own this on DVD. I own it. You can say, well, why don't you go to the wall and go get the DVD and you have the same kind of memory? Yeah, it could, but it's so good. It needs to be upgraded. It needed to me. It needed to be upgraded. I wanted this cover art. The cover of the DVD is different from this cover, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. Actually, it might be the same cover, but it's a Blu-ray, and it's out of print, and that's the way that goes. Whew. So see that we got a whole story. That's what Blu-rays and DVDs do for me. It's a whole story. So an out of print title like that, $40 might be a little steep, but not for what that brings back into my life. Anyway, so the next title is a movie called, also out of print, really difficult to get, and a movie that I have not seen in years, so I can't tell you the story behind it, but I haven't seen it for years, and I don't have it on a DVD format. I don't. This is not an upgrade. This is an addition to my collection. It's a movie called Tank Girl. Tank Girl, starring Lori Petty, Ice-T, Naomi Watts, and Malcolm McDowell. Now, I love me some Malcolm McDowell. I love me some Ice-T. And at the time, Lori Petty was like the stuff. I think she's on Orange is the New Black, or she was in Orange is the New Black. And this is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack collector's edition. And if made by Shout Factory, if you know this movie, you know that this is out of print. You know that this is going for a lot of money on eBay. It's fluctuated between $70 to $100. Once again, I found it and sent the guy the story. I think originally he wanted $65 for it, and I ended up talking him down to, I think it was another $40 bill again. Like you're saying, it's $40. That's a lot of money for a movie. That's a lot of money for a Blu-ray. It's a lot of money but it's, number one, it's out of print. It's sought after. People are looking for this title. They want to add this title to their collection, and so do I. I mean, I want to have anything and everything that I possibly can to add to my collection. And the fact that I have not seen this movie in years, and the fact that I do not own it in any other format, made this kind of a exciting no-brainer type situation. You know, it's Tank Girl. This is gonna be good. I mean, like I said, I can't remember it. It's been so many years, and I know there's a few people out there that are looking at this and they're like, yes, I get you. I get you. There's a couple of them that are going to be like $40. But to me, if you were to go to the store and buy a new title right off the shelf, most of the time you're going to pay $19.99 to $25, okay? If you're going to go buy a brand new title off the shelf. This was $40. This is the cost of 2 movies. And this is how I look at it. Tell me if I'm a little crazy here. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. So technically I'm getting 2 movies. You know what I mean? It's like I complain about the how the DVDs have the features and they have the interactive menus and all stuff like that. Well, in a set like this, you get that. So this is like a nostalgic setup. You know what I mean? Like I get the DVD, I get the Blu-ray. To me, it was worth every penny of $40, and I'm thankful to add it to my collection. Okay, last title. This is a double pack, and it's probably one of those compressed 2 movies on 1 disc. But I have literally been looking for this movie for approximately 2.5 years. 2.5 years. When this movie came out, it's a 2-pack movie. When this came out, I passed up. I passed it because I owned both of them on DVD. I owned them both on DVD, and it was an odd title because it's made. Let's make sure it's yes, it is. Okay, so it's made by. Sometimes I thought it was Shout Factory, but it's not. It's Scream Factory, and I was like, this is not a good Scream Factory release. And usually I buy everything and anything from Scream Factory, but the movies themselves were odd. I thought it was an odd combination. I thought it was an odd setup for Scream Factory. It easily could have been a Shout Factory, not a Scream Factory, because these are not full-blown horror movies. I think of Scream Factory, I think of horror movie. I don't think of comedy. And these are comedies, okay? These are comedies. It's a 2-pack, and when you see it, and you are a collector, you're going to see and understand why my excitement and why the price I paid, you'll get it. And it is the double pack of Vampire's Kiss and High Spirits. This is probably one of the #1 sought after Scream Factory releases that people are trying to get there. This thing is at least $100, if not more, on eBay every time it drops. And I have waited years to get this title. I was not going to spend $100. There was no way. I was going to spend $70. There was no way. I waited and waited and waited. And I think sometimes maybe people need money. They need money quick. And they're like, okay, well, maybe this is selling for $100 or normal selling price, $120, whatever. If I put it on there for like $45, it's going to sell right away. You know what I mean? And it's going to be, I'll get my money right away. And when I buy something from eBay, I pay right away. So this thing came up. It was, I think the guy wanted $65 best offer. Now, $65 is not a bad price for this because, like I said, it's going for over $100. $100 to over $100 is what this title is going for on eBay. Check it out. I'm 100% honest with you. The guy wanted $65, all best offer. So, like I said, I was honest with the guy, gave him my story, explained to him how long, him or her, how long I've been looking for this title, and how I wanted to add this to my collection. And they gave it to me. I want to say 65. I think I got them down. And this is probably one of the highest paying Blu-rays that I bought in a long time. I believe I paid $55 to $60 with the shipping for this. But like I said, it's going for $100 plus. Am I gonna flip it? Am I gonna sell it? No, I'm not gonna. This is for my personal collection. I was honest with the guy. I want this in my collection. I am gonna proudly display this in my library. And to be honest with you, I High Spirits I used to watch all the time. It's a good, funny movie. Beverly D'Angelo, I think it's Peter O'Toole. Yeah, Peter O'Toole and Daryl Hannah, Steve Guttenberg. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that movie. And the other one, Vampire's Kiss, is one of Nicolas Cage's first movies. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever even seen that movie. I've never even seen it. I wanted to see it. I have it on DVD. I haven't watched it because I'm like, when I get my mind set on something, I'm like, if I'm gonna enjoy this experience, I want to enjoy it for the first time on Blu-ray, and I am gonna wait. So I got the Vampire's Kiss factory sealed. I never even opened the thing, and the first time I'm gonna experience it is gonna be on Blu-ray, and it's gonna be on this special Blu-ray double format thing from Scream Factory. Thankful to have this in my collection. These are 3 titles that are extremely sought after, 100% out of print. And if you can get yourself a title now, find one of these titles now, grab it. You can get it for a good price, grab it. Not to go flip it for 10 times more than what you paid for it, but if you are a fan of these movies and you want to add them to your collection, search for them. Wait, have patience. Like I said, 2 years. 2 years I watched these things. Some of these 2 years. That's dedication. That's a true collector that just sits there and waits and hunts and waits and hunts. You know, I'm like the Predator. A Blu-ray and DVD collector. You know what I mean? I'll just wait and for you to mess up, or wait for you to cut me a break, and I'll get what I want in a matter of time, or they'll re-release it. either way, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna re-release it. I'm gonna be like, oh, it happened recently. Okay, it happened recently with wow. Okay, let me think of this, because I was gonna pay a lot of money for it, and then they went and they re-released it. One was Toy Soldiers. It was going for a lot of money. But there was another one that was even bigger than that. Oh, Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby, I did not own in any format. Never seen it in any format. I just didn't own it. Had no interest in it. But then the the Criterion one was going for a ton of money. I want to say like almost $100 or so. Now all of a sudden, Rosemary Baby comes out on Blu-ray again for $14.99. The Criterions are dropping and dropping and dropping. And eventually I'm going to own the Criterion Rosemary's Baby, because it's going to be worth the regular price that it was probably the day that it came out. Patience, my friends. The collecting, the hunt, it's all about the patience. You know, you're not going to catch a rabbit, you know, yelling, hey, rabbit, get in the snare. No, you're going to sit there and you're going to wait. Or if you're going hunting, you're going to sit in your little thing there and you're going to wait. And then you're going to catch it when it's off guard. And that's what I got with these things. And I am wicked excited to add these to my collection of out-of-print Blu-rays and DVDs. And with that said, my friends, listen, keep up the hunt. Keep looking for your Blu-rays and DVDs. One day you will find your ultimate... I mean, these to me, these were like an ultimate challenge. And now they're completed. So now what's going to happen now? I'm going to move on to my next hunt. Whatever that might be. With that said, my friends, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you later.